Hold on. And welcome everyone to the sports show with Bob and John and Mr. Andre Sala there, the man who once told Moses, "Are we there yet?" Mr. Andre Sala. Let me add Mr. Sharp to the show.
Yeah, please.
There we are. Where's Mr.? There he is. He should be on
Then Andre's response was, "We'll get there when we." No, Moses's response was, "We'll get there when we get there."
Mm-hmm.
Don't make me pull this car over and slap you, okay?
Well, hey, I mean, it was 40-something years, right?
Yeah, it was.
It was a long time to be in the desert.
Especially for that long, always having to pull over and go to the bathroom.
But that's when I plugged the hole in the boat, and he finally had to pull over because I plugged the hole in that boat, and I made sure that boat didn't move anymore because we weren't getting there.
Time out, dude. There was no boat. There was no
Come on, hey. This is our story, John.
Okay, we're rewriting the Bible today.
Yeah, we're not trying to be politically correct. We're just trying to be correct. Right?
Today's topics, MLB gives official word on the Torpedo bat. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Will the Dodgers break MLB's record for the most season games at a 116, or will we get another tie? I always have a hard time saying Shedeur Sander may drop down to 26 to the Rams. We'll see what Bob thinks about that. And Brock Purdy says he has a hard time seeing the field, Andre. I don't know if you bring that up for negotiations, dude, in a podcast, but he said it, not me.
He also says something else, which is kind of stupid.
Yeah. Well, this is when you make the mistakes. I think that's why you got to be really careful. You're in contract negotiation. Actually, we'll go ahead and start with that one. Okay. When you're in contracts in the negotiation, you need to stay away from the media. Let your representative do all the talking for you, right? Yeah.
He made a statement saying something about, the reason why we had last year was a bad season had something to do with everybody being fatigued for making the playoffs, the last couple of years, and everybody was tired and fatigued. And then the response to that from another talk show was, I wonder what happened to Kansas City. Are they all tired because they made the playoffs the last 7 years, played the most games out of anybody? Are they really tired and can't play anymore because they played so much? And I don't understand why he made that statement, but that he should have just said, well, we had a lot of injuries.
Right.
And that's why the season didn't go the way we wanted to.
Right.
Instead of saying they're fatigued.
Right. And I mean, I've seen interviews with Doug Flutie and with Drew Brees because they were two of the shortest quarterbacks. And Drew Brees was like, yeah, it was hard to see downfield because of the defensive lineman and offensive lineman are so tall. That's why he always took a couple extra steps back so he could see downfield. Same way with Doug Flutie. Doug Flutie always scrambled to where he could see the field, but if he stayed in the pocket and the pocket was tight, Doug Flutie was throwing the ball where his receiver was supposed to be. He didn't get to see him all the time because Doug Flutie was short.
Mm-hmm.
But they never complained. You know what I mean?
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, he's 6'1", so he's not short.
Right.
But again, when you got offensive linemen that are 6'10", 6'11",
offensive linemen usually go about 6'5".
well, they're still pretty big when they put their arms up.
Oh, absolutely. Defensive linemen, offensive linemen run about. Now, defense, you get some 6'8" guys.
Yeah.
Offensive lineman, unless it's a left tackle.
Right.
I think Anthony Munoz was 6'8", but I think he was the tallest guy.
The reason the reason why Purdy has a hard time seeing the field, it's not the field around him, it's the field of green where the money is. He's having a hard time seeing that green field.
Right.
So we'll see what happens soon.
Well, it's like I've advocated this, right? It's the same way I feel like quarterbacks are overpaid. Dak Prescott's way overpaid. He's not that good. He hasn't won anything. Brock Purdy, if I'm Brock Purdy, I would go between 35 and 40 million for 3 years. Let me prove myself and let me prove myself to be a winner and keep the talent around me. But if you want Dak Prescott money, you got to give pieces away. That's why Debo's gone.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why Greenlaw's gone. I mean, there's a lot of guys that left because they could get the money they want from somebody else. And, you paid Ayuk more money than you should have. You've got McCaffrey, who's worth every penny when he's not hurt. You've got Trent Williams, who's worth every penny, but then you got to pay Bosa. You got to pay Fred Warner. You pay George Kittle. So somebody, you can't keep paying everybody.
Right.
That's why somebody has to take a pay cut somewhere. That's why the Patriots lasted so long, because Tom Brady was never the highest paid quarterback when he played with the Patriots. Tom Brady wanted people around him, and Bill Belichick, bless his heart, man, he would get rid of you a year early than a year late.
Yeah.
Logan Mankins was a great left tackle. Logan Mankins was an all-pro. Bill Belichick traded him, and everyone's like, what are you doing? Logan Mankins lasted one more year in the league than Logan Mankins was done.
All right.
But it's better to get rid of a year early than a year late.
Yeah, Mr. Bill Walsh did a lot of that.
Bill Walsh did the same thing. Got rid of guys 1 or 2 years earlier than they should have.
Yeah.
And that's
think about that too.
Going.
You didn't get if you would you have won a Super Bowl if you would have got rid of Joe Montana? Probably though.
He's still. But but he didn't go to the Super Bowl '94. God, who was the coach?
George Seifert.
George Seifert got the fifth Super Bowl with Steve Young.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But Jerry Rice wasn't on that team.
Yeah, Jerry won. He was wearing silver and black.
I know. That is hard to believe.
That had to be heartbreaking for you, Andre.
I heard some reports where some of these talk show analysts, not analysts, would that be the right word?
Absolutely.
They're the ones that they're supposed to be, analysts. That they know everything. They were talking about that Purdy should be getting around 55 million. And
for
some other guys are saying, well, what the hell are you talking about? Who you comparing? And then one guy goes, well, Dak Prescott's got that. Holmes has
Joe
got
Burrow.
that.
Trevor
Jackson's got that.
Yeah.
And they're going, you're putting Brock Purdy into their category?
Well, if you want to do that, the only person you can compare Brock Purdy to is Joe Burrow, got 55. Because Dak Prescott's never been to a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson's never been to a Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Trevor Lawrence Sunshine's never been to a Super Bowl. Right? So if you're looking at it comparing, he needs the same money as Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
All right. But what I think Joe Burrow is overpriced. And then, if you're the Cincinnati Bengals right? You paid Joe Burrow max, you paid Jamar Chase max this year, and T. Higgins. Man, you ain't got no money for offensive line, man.
Nope.
Well, at least you got, 49ers GM is optimistic. He thinks he'll have the contract done by April. So we'll be surprised to see. I think we're going to see between 45 and 55 million.
Well, one of these guys was saying, you can't give him 50 to 55. I think he's around in the 47 category. Give me a break. What's the difference between 47 or 50?
A tax break.
He should be right now. He should be in the category, like one guy mentioned this, which it kind of makes sense. Murray for
Kyler Murray?
Kyler Murray for the Cardinals.
Cardinals, yeah. He's
getting like around 45.
Yeah, he's 40.
And there's a few other quarterbacks the same way, getting in, in the 40s. And he goes, he should be, on the same level as Kyler Murray.
Well, everything's more than $985,000.
Right.
He only made $985,000. Like I say that.
Well, I mean, so he has to play this year because this is his last year on his rookie contract. Mm-hmm. So basically, what you want to do is reward him before that, because if he plays on his rookie contract, he ain't coming back.
No.
Right.
No. And if they slap the franchise tag on him, I think that starts.
If they slap the franchise tag, then I think it's going to be like $25 million.
Yeah, and he's not going to be too happy with that.
Right.
But it's better than $985,000.
Yeah, it is. But it can
I'd be happy with 900. Yeah.
Right.
If he gets to $25 million, he could almost afford a studio apartment in San Francisco.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem. The problem lies with, we're all going, yeah, we'd love to take $900,000.
Exactly.
But we don't live in San Francisco.
Jesse throwing out some knowledge at you, Bob.
Yeah, that's good knowledge, Jesse. That's great.
But I think I would say between 35 and 40, maybe 42 would be a good amount. Maybe even between 30 and 40.
Okay, though.
Amount,
I'll ask both of you though: is that a slap in the face to him?
$40 million? No,
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You don't think he takes that personal?
He can, but my response would be, what have you won? And what have you won? And tell me who you think you're better than.
Yeah, right.
Do you, both of you? I'll ask both of you guys. Do you feel he could step into any other team and give that team 10 wins?
That depends. Really, that depends on what team. He's
all right,
not.
Let me go.
He's not stepping into the Jets or the Giants.
He's running for his life
in games.
He is a good runner, though. He is a good runner, so he will be running.
He can scramble if he has to. He can, but he can probably.
I'm trying to think of a system that is similar to the 49ers system where he would fit in perfectly and still be able to put up 10, 12 wins.
Right.
But, that door is closing quickly. Everyone's filling a quarterback need right now. So this is kind of bad timing for him to even want to be negotiating, because there's really, well, I take that back because would you rather have Russell Wilson or would you rather have Brock Purdy?
Brock Purdy.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. Yeah. So,
and I think, the only thing the only two teams that I could probably think he might be able to do that, probably with the Raiders and the Cleveland Browns.
Raiders are set. They got way too many.
He might be able to step in.
And Cleveland, who knows what Cleveland's going to win?
Maybe Cleveland. He could.
Yeah.
Cleveland's got some good. They got some good receiver. I don't know who they are, but I've heard that Cleveland has some real good receivers. They got a good defense.
Yep, they got a really good defense.
They got good. I don't know if they play good because when you think of Myles Garrett as their one of the best, rush.
He's probably the best defensive player in the league right now.
Yeah,
right. And he's going to get double teamed, so his production might not be as good as we think it should be because he'll probably get double and maybe triple teamed at times.
Yeah. Hey, hold on, Jesse. I just want to argue your point a little bit. I think Purdy at this point is a little better than Kirk Cousins because Kirk Cousins has never been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, that would have a lot to do with the team. Yeah. Well, no.
Yeah, no, he's not going to a Denver because they got Bo Nix.
Yeah, they got
Denver's fixed with
Bo Nix. Would you agree he's the surprise quarterback of last year?
No, not really.
You don't think?
Not really. No, because he's in a good system with a quarterback coach who's the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think Peyton is great with quarterback. I mean, look what he did with Drew Brees. I think Peyton and Bo Nix will be a pain in the ass to the Chiefs next year.
Yeah, 66.3 completions, 3,775 yards, 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, a 93.3 rating. Does he throw over 30 touchdowns this year?
Who?
Bo Nix.
That all depends on who they have at running back.
Yeah, that is true.
And if they upgrade their wide receiver situation.
You know, when you were earlier, you were saying who's the price quarterback this year. I have to admit, Bo Nix was a surprise, but I think Jalen Hayden from the Commodores.
Yeah, Jalen Daniels from the Commanders.
He was more of a surprise than anybody else to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll go with that one.
Absolutely, but the thing to see with Jalen Daniels and Bo Nix is now everyone's got tape on him. Okay, so is Jalen Daniels going to be the next RG3? RG3 had a great first year. He was everybody's.
Yeah.
Second year he didn't do so good. He got hurt, but everybody had tape on him.
Right.
So now they know what to expect.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
It's not. No, it's not. Yeah. Well, it depends on what world you live in, Jesse. If you're living in today's world, you get that participation trophy. I'm sure you got a participation trophy.
Yeah.
A medal.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Today's world.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I'm kind of surprised to see where it's gone this long. So do you feel, both of you, that it's taken this long, that there are some rumblings between the negotiation between his agent and the 49ers? Well, on a number.
I think what the 49ers had to do, and they did. I mean, things will probably go a lot easier now.
Right.
Is the 49ers
they cut ties with quite a few players.
They cut ties with a lot of players to free up cap space to sign him. I mean, like I said, the Niners have. I know they've got like 11 or 13 draft picks this year. They're going to have a lot of holes to fill.
Yeah,
they are.
That is nuts. That just goes to show you all the wheeling and dealing that goes on before draft time.
I think Bob was mentioning it where I think they were just waiting, like Bob was mentioning, they're waiting to clean house to see how much room they have to pay Purdy or not. What's the amount,
right?
And then you, like Bob has said, they'll probably get it done pretty soon. But I think this with the 11 draft picks they have, they've cleaned up house a lot.
Yep.
Now we're going to rely, like the Rams did, rely on these rookies to fill the holes and mature quick enough to start playing and having a good season.
Yeah.
Right, because the Rams last year had 6 rookies that started.
Yep.
Right. And by the end of the season they were practically playing
Limmer and Verse and Braden Fisk, and the kicker was good. And
I was really surprised how well he played. And I guess it just goes to show that today's day and age, the pros coming out of the kids coming out of college, they're practically pros already. The way they play, they're much faster, quicker, smarter, and they just play better. You don't have to rely on them of sitting on a bench for 2 or 3 years to learn the system, to get bigger and stronger. They're already there.
Right. And that's and that is like that's what you want, because I think the Rams last year had 8 players on defense who were either rookies or second year players.
Yeah.
So, for the next 3 or 4 years, they got a good defense.
Right.
Until they have to start paying these guys.
And they're paying him a rookie salary,
Rookie
which they don't have
salaries.
to worry about, you know.
Exactly. Now, if Brock Purdy would have went in the first or second round, he'd be making more money. But because he was a 7th round pick,
Right.
and the last pick, that's why he's only making $985.
Exactly. Otherwise, he'd be making
Like $1
$3
million.
or $4 million a year.
Yeah.
All right, enough of the 49er talk. That was way too long.
Shame on you for not
20 minutes of Niner talk. I don't know, man. My head is spinning here. New York Yankees set a franchise record with 9 home runs in a single game Saturday as they smashed the Milwaukee Brewers 20-9. 20-9.
Oh, yeah. Did you see that game?
Yeah, no.
All right. So the bottom of the first inning, the first 3 pitches were home runs.
Yeah.
Gee.
Yeah, so they have this new.
There we go. There's the bat.
Torpedo bat.
Bat.
I was going to mention that.
Yeah, they have this new torpedo bat. I want to make sure it's all wood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because the shots they were hitting off this bat all weekend long, you would swear to God that they're playing with aluminum bats.
The funky looking twigs
or corked bat like Sosa did.
No, it'd be pretty hard. I'll explain to you guys how the bat works here.
Yeah, here, explain to us how the bat works.
The Yankees knew a torpedo bat is legal. It is legal. And unfortunately, it's legal because of the way the rules are written in the books for a bat. When I read these to you, you'll be like, okay, that makes absolutely no sense at all. MLB quickly put uncertainty to rest, assessing that the shape of the bat does not violate league rules. MLB's rulebook contains fairly generic guidelines, which state a few limitations for bats used in games. Rule number 3.02 says the bat shall be a smooth, round stick. Okay. Dude, they had to write this in 1909.
Yes.
Okay. Smooth, round stick, not more than 2.61 inches in diameter.
Right.
At a thickness part and not more than 42 inches in length. The bat shall be one piece of solid wood. That's it. That's the rule. That is the MLB's rule.
So is this when they were playing stickball in the middle of the street?
It almost, to me, when I saw this picture, my mind went right to the plastic bat.
Yeah.
And that's what I looked at.
Well, so it looks like you have to hit that thing in the sweet spot.
Right. Well,
because if you hit it off the end, it doesn't look like it's going to go very far.
Right.
But if you hit that bad boy in the sweet spot, but the shots they were hitting, Jesus.
Yeah. What it was is they do have a mathematic genius on the team that designed this bat for certain players on the team that hit the ball more towards the grip part of the bat. So they're giving them, or I guess that's how they explained it on the YouTube channel. I'm sorry, on the page here. Let me make sure I get that right here. But yeah, so I mean, it's good to go. There's nothing they can do about it. They assume that the rest of the league will be jumping up on this bat.
Oh hell yes, they will.
Well, I just saw a little bit of talk a little while ago, just before we started this, that they're thinking that the Dodgers going to use this torpedo. And they said torpedo bat.
Yeah, torpedo bat.
What the hell's a torpedo bat? I never heard of a torpedo. And now it's just all I caught was, are the Dodgers going to start using this?
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
So Bob, are they?
Ooh. Hey! If the rules allow it, I would have my guy out there trying to make one and figure it out too, because if I can get that same advantage. But I'm looking at the Yankees lineup, man. It's just like you got Paul Goldschmidt leading off. Paul Goldschmidt is a leadoff 300 hitter, man, playing first base. Yep. You got Bellinger batting second. Now, just don't throw Bellinger low and inside. Don't throw him low. Throw him chest high. Bellinger's going to strike out. So that's your fault that you laid it in there. If you pitch in his sweet spot, Bellinger has a good year every 4 or 5 years just to get a new contract. Okay, Bellinger's a great defensive player. I love Cody Bellinger. I loved him when he was on the Dodgers, but man, if you throw it up around his eyeballs, he's going to swing at it.
Yeah, see, this bat is tended to make contact closer to the label than the true barrel. So that's what it's designed for hitters that swing the bat that way. So and
So I don't know how they can hit such. Well, I get because it's designed.
That's the way it's designed. Yeah, and
because I mean, if you're pitching it and he's hitting it towards close to where the label is, that's pretty close down to the skinny part of the bat.
Right, exactly.
How can you get any power to hit a home run with that bat? But it's designed.
It's designed to be meatier around right above the label.
Right.
And the end of it's not as meaty.
Yeah.
In a normal bat, that wouldn't happen. You hit it there, and that guy's probably grounding out or maybe popping up to the second baseman.
Yeah. They even hired a guy from MIT.
Because he's not getting enough power to hit it.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. Go back to Saturday's game. Like I said, first pitch, Goldschmidt takes some yards. Second pitch, Cody Bellar. Yeah, I saw that, Jesse. Dodgers don't need it. We're going to win 120 games. I saw that, brother. But, yeah. So, and then Aaron Judge comes up, and then you got Stanton coming up. I mean, I don't want to, the Dodgers spend a lot of money, okay? They want a ring, but damn it, the Yankees are spending just as much money.
They did the same 5 years ago, 6 years. They did the same where they won 3 or 4 in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be surprised. Well, I think it's going to come down to, I'm sure, pitching. It's going to come down to pitching at the end of the season.
Well, but it's also coming down to the guy has to have the ability to swing the bat at where the ball is.
Right.
So
I saw on one of the sports talk show, I saw something about Shohei Ohtani, where the Dodgers paid him $700 and some odd million a year, or
$700 million
a year, but
$700 million for his contract.
Yeah.
Right, and they were saying that Ohtani got shortchanged by the Dodgers. Because if you look at his contract,
no. All right, well, let me put this to bed, okay?
Okay.
The Dodgers are paying him $70 million a year for 10 years.
Yes.
So, in order to keep the books below like the luxury tax, Shohei Ohtani said, "Look,
we'll stretch it out. Yeah.
On paper, pay me $2 million a year.
Yeah.
We will defer the rest of that money after my contract is up."
Yeah.
So they're going to owe him $680 million once his contract is up.
Yeah. So he'll be getting a check for the rest of his life.
Right. And basically, the first person to do that was Bobby Bonilla years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby Bonilla signed a $25 million contract, but every year he gets a check for $1 million.
That was
because they deferred it.
Baseball actually celebrates that day.
Yeah. Yeah. Bobby Bonilla gets $1 million a year now.
So anyway, these guys were saying that Dodgers shortchanged him by only paying him $70 million, and that in the meantime, the Dodgers are making $718 million off of him per year because of all the things, the ticket sales go up.
No. I mean, all right. So Andre, this is just like Caitlin Clark last year, okay? Mm-hmm. So her WNBA contract was less round figures, $75,000 a year.
Right.
Okay. Did they make more money? Did the organization make money off her because of all the buzz she put in the seats? Yes, they did.
Oh, of course.
All right. They're not shortchanging her. They gave her a contract. Mm-hmm. This is what we're going to pay you. She signed it. Okay. People wanted to come watch her.
All right.
Okay. And that's not anybody shortchanging Caitlin Clark. That's the organization taking advantage of a player everybody wants to see, selling more tickets
and buy jerseys.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Buy mugs.
But trust me, the Dodgers are not shortchanging Shohei Ohtani. He's going to get his $700 million. Don't worry.
If you're paying me $70 million a year and you're shortchanging me that's okay.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Pay me
saying.
the $70 million.
Right?
You can
It's
shortchange me all you want.
I would rather want that money after my career is done.
Oh yeah.
Right, that's
After
true.
my career is done and I'm still getting a check for, and it's not one of those Social Security checks for $1,600. We're talking
Right.
about big money here. So
As
it'd
long
be
as
nice to
as
be
long as they take the taxes off of it right now, then
85%.
when you retire and you get 3 or 4 million a year
Oh,
with no
absolutely, Jesse.
tax, that's great.
Yeah, he'll be making money long after he's
Yeah,
retired.
yeah.
The guy
He's
who was
He's
saying
probably
it.
going back to China or Japan.
Japan.
Japan. One of the sportscaster was saying it's okay because Oshani can't spend the money. His kids can't spend the money. His kids' kids can't spend the money. His kids' kids can't spend them. They're all going to live happily, wealthy off of this contract.
Now, okay, don't get me wrong, okay? I'm telling you right now, if my brother Bill made that kind of money, trust me,
He'd be over there every day.
that some bitch would be broke
Yeah,
by the time his contract is done.
that is true. But you
say he can't spend the money, my brother would spend the money.
Did you see the prices of LA property, Andre?
Well, you can spend the money if you spend it foolishly.
Yeah,
Everybody can.
I don't
But
think he's that
but
guy.
if you're wise with it,
Oh, sure.
you can live for 100 years without going broke.
I mean, that's like Shaq. Shaq is a billionaire.
Right.
Shaq has a ton of money, but all of Shaq's kids work. Because that's what Shaq said. You're going to work. You're not going to live off of my money. Go make your own money. But the thing is, but Shaq is setting up future generations for wealth. Okay, he's creating wealth for like 5 or 6 generations down the line.
Yeah,
which is what you should be doing.
Think of it back, and this is a story I heard that back in when Chamberlain was playing, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The mailman,
Carmelo.
Maybe not the mailman, but the other one, Dr. J.
Dr. J. Yeah. Malone's a
when
little
those
more.
guys all retired, they were all broke.
Whose fault's that, though?
Well, they made bad investments.
And then you got to also think of.
They just made bad investments.
Yeah, you also got to think of the pay scale at that time and era. Right. The NBA is not making the kind of money they're making today.
But if you look at the pay scale back then, look at minimum wage. So they were still doing well above.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, so to your story, Andre, this is Charles Barkley tells a great story. Okay, Charles in the league 2 or 3 years. He's making good money now. He's spending his money. And Charles is talking to Larry Bird. Larry Bird's driving an old beat-up Ford 150, okay? F-150, okay? That's all he's driving. Charles goes, hey, man, come over to my house, man. I'll show you my 7 cars. And Larry goes, why do you need 7 cars? You can only drive 1 at a time.
Yeah.
And Larry would tell people, save your money for when your career's over.
Yeah. When you
save your money. Save your money, live frugal, enjoy life, but save your money. Larry Bird says he will not help anybody who retired broke because he told them to save their money.
Yeah.
Guys come to Larry all the time. Hey, can you help me out? I'm broke. Larry says no because you didn't know how to manage your money. Yeah. That's not my fault.
And when today's league, I mean, they have those guys see financial advisors before they even sign their contracts.
Exactly.
The problem though is sometimes that these financial advisors, they give you shit advice because they're skimming some of them, not all of them.
Well, yeah, they're gonna get their percentage.
Even your agent, would skim. Your agent would say, all I want is 15%.
Right.
Well, but in the meantime, he's taking 18 and 19%.
Yeah, but your agent is telling you, and I'm sure he's telling all these guys that get brand new contracts in whatever league you're going into, hey, this is the amount of money you got. This is how much you're going to get after taxes. This is how much house. This is what you can afford as far as but if the athlete is going out and buying a $10 million mansion, and thinking down the road, hey, let me think this out. Let me go buy $1 million home. I don't need a $25 million home in a gated community in LA.
Right.
Just be smart with your money. I mean,
and that's one of the reasons why a lot of athletes are going to Florida or to
sure.
states where there is no state tax.
Yeah.
That's
No,
an
there's
extra
no
5
state
or 10
income
million in
tax.
their
Yeah.
pocket,
Right.
But you got states like California, and I
Right.
think a couple other ones that once you come and play there,
Right.
you pay taxes.
California and
New
Thank you.
York.
New York.
Thank you, Newsom. Yeah.
New York. But, all right. So, but getting back to the money part, Shaq also tells a good story. He just signs a contract for $1 million a year. So he rolls up to his mom and dad's house in a $200,000 car. And his dad looks at it, he goes, I want one. So he bought his dad a car. So his mom goes, I'd like one too. So he bought his mom a car. Now he does not know how taxes work yet. So Shaq's accountant calls him and says, you're broke. He goes, no, all I do is buy 3 cars. He goes, but the taxes on the money you buying these 3 cars, you don't have any money left. And that's when he came to realize that, hey, I got to be smarter financially. I can't buy everybody everything. That's why MC Hammer went broke, because MC Hammer, when he made his success, he's paying everybody in his posse. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of guys who come from the inner cities make it big, and they're still running around with 40 or 50 guys in their hood, and they're paying for everything. Yeah, those guys are going to be broke.
Yeah, you got to break ties with those people.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, if they're not doing anything for you, get rid of them.
Yeah.
Just because you're boys and you grew up together, you don't owe them a living.
You could still be friends with them, but just don't buy them everything every time.
Right. You don't owe them a living.
All right, Andre. I know this is going to be tough, but we're going to talk some more Dodger stuff here. So, because there's no way the Giants are beating this record. I'm just telling you right now. Before I read the article, I'm going to go to Bob. Bob.
Yeah.
Can the Dodgers beat this 116 record?
I'm going to say no, because you don't know what injuries are going to happen.
Right.
Andre, you feel the same way?
Yeah, you cannot predict the future and say, yeah, I'm going to win 120 games this year. You can't.
Right. Because you don't know who's going to get hurt.
You just don't know, like Bob said it. You just don't know what's going on. What happens if Shohei Ohtani can't pitch or can't bat? What happens if Mookie Betts, I think it is.
Yeah.
What happens if he gets hurt and he can't play? Hey, there goes 60 home runs between the two of them, at least 60 home runs per game. I mean, per season, and probably maybe 20 games that the Dodgers would have won. Right. Now they're going to lose because of that.
Yeah. Oh, Issa's angry.
He's angry.
F the Dodgers.
And
the Red Sox.
And the Red Sox.
And the Yankees.
And the Yankees. You're going to have to tell us what team you're rooting for now, because if you're shitting on all 3 big teams.
Who, me?
No, the guy on our comments.
Mets, baby. Oh, you suffered a lot.
Mets, baby.
Mets, baby.
Forget about the Mets, too.
They've spent a lot of money, too, and they're not doing it.
Forget about the Mets, man.
That's the thing, though. You can spend all the money you want to spend. Yeah. And if you don't have some sort of, some love for each other in the locker room and just camaraderie, I'm trying to get the word out. But if you don't have that, and you got guys that are like, hey, I need to play more, I should be batting first, or I should be a cleanup hitter, all this other nonsense, I think you're going to hit yourself into some trouble.
Well, okay, but also you can have all the best talent in the world. Right. But in the 5th inning of a game where you're down 5-0, if you can't play fundamental defense and give up 5 runs,
chemistry. Thank you.
You're
Jesse.
not going to win.
Thank you, Jesse. Chemistry.
Okay, if the pitcher's not going to cover first on a ground ball to on a ground ball to first, then your star center fielder drops a routine pop up.
Here we go.
And your shortstop tries to throw a guy at third, but
Jesse,
chucks a 2-roller. Okay, and then the team you're trying to beat comes back and scores 5 runs. And then they come back and win the World Series because you're star-studded.
Hey, Andre, Bob's that guy that puts salt on the wound. Look here. This will help.
Notice though how he's not mentioning. Well, a team can get lucky, and the guy plays a little bit of stupidity, and the team can get lucky and win the World Series because they didn't deserve it, but they got a little bit of luck.
All right, so
I I have to go answer the door.
Go
answer the door.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
That's the
Cigars
That's the
came.
Dodger manager coming over there to smack you.
Jesse, it is chemistry. Hey, roll that up just a little bit. I just want to see who the other way. I just want to see who the other team.
Yeah, we're gonna go through them.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're gonna go through them.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, look.
Of course, I'm judging, Jesse. Of course, I'm judging.
I mean, look, I get why this is coming up. The Dodgers are on a roll. It's still early, and I get why this article has popped up because we do have 3 teams right now, more than that, really, that are just playing outstanding baseball. And let me mute. He's got some paisans visiting.
Hey, he got some paisans.
I think Moses just came in.
Moses, hey, Andre, man, we need your car. We're gonna go down. We got a hit. Okay.
Moses came over there to part his pool.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, we're gonna go over here, man. We got to put some heat on this guy. He's not paying his royalties on his little shop. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, baseball's a long season. And a lot can happen, and I think with the Dodgers playing as well as they are, and the Yankees playing as well as they are. I mean,
it's early.
Where's everybody else, Bob?
It's early.
I know it's early, but everybody's winning the World Series on day one, right?
Sure.
Everybody's talking about winning the World Series on day one.
When you show up to training camp, show up to training camp, everybody's objective should be we're winning the World Series.
We're winning the World Series.
Okay, we're going to win the World Series. And if you're not showing up to training camp with that mentality, why are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. But I mean, things happened during the season. I remember, I think it was 2015, 2016. The Dodgers were 28-42.
Yeah,
and they were struggling. And then they went 43-7 their next games, and they ran away with the West.
Yeah.
So nobody's out of it. You don't know. You don't know what can happen.
No, you don't. And again, every year we do have the Cinderella team that comes from the basement, as you want to say, and makes a run at. Let me put Mr. Sala.
I think he got DoorDash.
Did
Andre, did you get DoorDash?
Nope.
It was Moses bringing what would half of the 10 Commandments?
This is what I got.
Cigars.
It finally came.
That's why he is the godfather of sport.
That's why it was so important for him.
Hey, I called him yesterday. I told him, I want him by tomorrow. Bang, they're here.
That's
there
why.
You go.
That's why he was so quick. I've never seen him move that fast.
Right? I mean, what bad hip, man? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What bad hip? Right there. That's
what
we're talking about, right?
That's the one.
That's the guy right there that busts balls right there. That is the guy.
I look like the guy from The Sopranos.
Yeah.
If you had to take a wild guess, Mr. Sharp and Mr. Andre, who do you think is going to be that Cinderella team that surprises everybody at the end of the year? It's tough. I know it's early.
Well, so if you based off last year, the Royals and Tigers have a great shot. Mm-hmm. You know what though? But watching the Giants in spring training and how they played their first series, I can see the Giants making a wild card spot because you've got the starting rotation.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've got Chapman, you've got Willie Adames. And so what you just need for Lee, the center fielder, to be healthy. You're going to have to solidify first base. If it's mid-season and you guys have a shot and there's some teams that are struggling, I would look at making a trade and bringing the first baseman.
I thought they did that. I thought last year they solidified.
No, you are still rotation Wilmer Flores and late night Lamont and Lamont Wade. But you do got that kid that's in spring training right now. He's 19 or 20. He's got all the tools. He needs to play every day in AAA and and work on his defense. Yeah. JT Snow worked with him all spring. His bat's coming around, but that's going to be your future superstar at first.
Well, for me right now, I think I would take Wilbur Flores. I'm just not too I'm not too keyed on Lamont Wade as being a clutch hitter that you need
Leave the gun, take the cannoli. Lamont, you big dummy. Well, yeah, no, but see, I mean, Wilmer Flores on Thursday, they should have pinch hit for him, but he hit a like a home run in the 8th inning or a 9th inning, and won the game. So yeah, Wilmer Flores is good, but like I said, if the Giants are still in it after the All-Star break, and you get to the trading deadline, and there are teams that are obviously aren't gonna make it. Okay, they've got a high payroll and they're not playing well, and they want to dump some players. I'd find me a team that has a first baseman, an established first baseman, and make a trade.
But the Dodgers are lucky though this year because this is an odd year, 2025, right?
Oh, okay.
The Giants only win the World Series and when it's an even number.
Yeah, who won in 2024? That was a very even number. 2024 was a very even number.
Was it some team that just went out and paid the MLB league $300 million just so they could win the World Series?
Hater.
Whatever happened to Raiders?
All right, let's go. Number 1, 1906 Cubs, 116-36. That was the Cubs back in 1906. They hold the record. It's been tied.
Yeah, it's been tied.
2001, the Mariners, 116-46.
Okay, so the Mariners this year, I remember it, right? They were the best team. They played well. They had the chemistry.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't go, they didn't win the World Series. But at the start of the season, they weren't even picked to win their division.
Yeah.
Right. So the 1906 Cubs were probably favored to win their division, right? But the 2001 Mariners were definitely not picked to win their division.
Yeah. And right now, Mariners are 3-1, Phillies 2-1, Nationals 1-2, Mets 1-2, and the Braves are 0-4.
Yeah, they had a rough weekend in San Diego.
Yeah, there you go.
And trust me, they're going to have a rough game tonight.
Yeah, they are.
Well,
because they're playing the Dodgers.
Yeah, I know who they're playing tonight. The 1998 Yankees, 114 wins, 48 losses, and won the World Series. That's the difference now, too. Let me go back because I didn't state that. The Mariners tied it, but they lost in the ALCS, and the Cubs lost in the World Series. I wonder why. What happened in 1906, Bob? You were there. You and Andre were probably eating peanuts.
It was either the Philadelphia Athletic or the Giants.
Who do you think orchestrated that?
You and Bob were sitting at the $25 bleacher seats eating your 5-cent peanut bags.
And it was 5-cent beer day.
Well, you can't drink beer then. You're too young.
Who do you think orchestrated that Black Sunday?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
It was a little mobby.
Yeah. You always call me the Godfather. So
even at that young age, you had that much influence.
It depends on what young is.
At number 4, a tie, Cleveland back in 1954, 111-43, but they lost the World Series
to the New York Giants.
Yeah.
That was the over the shoulder catch.
Yeah, 1954.
Yep.
Another tie back in 2022, the Dodgers 111-51. And we all remember that. And they lost in the NLDS.
I believe they lost to the Braves.
The Braves. Yeah. I will not show the Dodger team photo.
Yeah, right. Why not? You just did.
The 1909. We're going way back now, Mr. Sharp. You and Andre were there too as well. You guys were sitting.
Hannes Wagner, man, because hey, Hannes, can I have a baseball card?
Yeah.
And I lost it. Some dude found it like 30 years ago and sold it for like $3 million.
Yeah, you lost it. Andre used it on his bike.
I used it to buy a hot dog for only 3 cents.
Yeah. Probably were. 1909 was probably a penny for a hot dog.
Yeah.
Probably. Another tie back in 1927, 110-44, won the World Series.
So 1927, you had Murderers Row. So you had Jimmy Fox, you had Hank Aaron, you had
Lou Gehrig.
I mean, not Hank Aaron, but Babe Ruth. Lou Gehrig. I mean, you just had Murderers Row, and That lineup was incredible. Just scroll down.
Yeah, speaking of the second.
Yeah, you had Earl Combs, Tony Zari, Wade Hoyt, Herb. I mean, God, the 27, the Bronx Bombers. That's probably one of the greatest teams of all time.
Yeah.
110, what was it, 110 and 44?
Yeah. 110, 44.
Probably one of the greatest teams ever.
So they only played 54 games in the season?
No, they played 154.
154.
Yeah.
They were 110 and 44.
Yeah. Back
They
in
didn't play
year,
162 like they do now, huh?
yeah. Back a year after I was born, 109 to 53, the Orioles.
I watched this on TV.
Holy shit, Mr.
So
Strong.
the 69 Orioles were favored. You had the Miracle Mets.
Yeah.
Nobody gave the Miracle Mets a chance. Yeah. I mean, the Orioles were loaded. Mike Cuellar, Dave McAnally, Jim Palmer, Belanger, Davey Johnson, Boog Powell, Frank Robinson. I mean, this wasn't even going to be close. Yeah. And you had Cleon Jones, Tommy Agee, Tom Seaver. You had a young Nolan Ryan, who's just fighting his way with the Mets, and they lost to the Miracle Mets.
Yeah. It just goes to show you that if it's destined, it's destined.
There's no other sport.
The Mets had a good pitching. They were loaded with pitching that year also.
They were. Yeah, they had Jerry
even
Kuzman.
Though they were all young, they were still loaded.
Yeah, they had Jerry Kuzman, Tom Seaver. Nolan Ryan was out of the bullpen. He was like a mid relief guy at the time. But, yeah, you just had a bunch of great guys.
Yeah. Number 8, the 1961 Yankees, 109 to 53, and they won the World Series.
Yep. And you had Maris and Mantle.
Hall of Famers, Whitney Ford.
Yeah, Whitey Ford, I'm
sorry. Best winning percentage. That's it. That's all of them, right? Yeah. That is all of them. Best winning
percentage. The Giants won 161. Come on.
No, they won 107.
107.
And lost in the playoffs to the Dodgers, who won 106.
But I think 1 year, a couple of years earlier before that, they had 161.
No.
And won the World Series.
No, if they won 161 games, it means they only lost one game all year.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 101.
There you go,
101. And won the World Series.
Yeah. They don't make the list.
Give the Giants some credit.
All right, we'll give them a little bit of credit just because that's just the way it is.
Yeah, let's go have a crab sandwich and some sourdough bread in San Francisco.
Oh, hey, don't forget the glass of white wine.
I'm gonna eat
a glass of red wine.
No, if you're eating fish, you're eating fish, you're drinking white wine.
Oh, clam chowder?
Oh, clam chowder is white wine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I usually drink beer, but that's okay.
It's okay.
I'm Irish.
Spoken like a true Dodger fan. Drinking
beer. Hey, what do they know? They're not civilized.
We're not civilized
like San Francisco fans.
Oh my goodness, you guys are terrible, man. Come on, we have to show love on this show. Diversity.
If we want diversity, we should have like a Pittsburgh fan or a Kansas City Royal fan.
You think Shedeur Sander plummets in the latest NFL mock draft. Jackson State. He attended Jackson State, Colorado. Buffalonians. The 2024 season, he threw for a whopping 4,134 yards, 37 touchdowns. 10 interceptions, and with a quarterback rating of 70.5. Now, I'm not shitting on this talent. This is amazing. If you go through his college stats, the touchdowns to interception ratio is out of this world.
Right.
I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Andre a couple of weeks ago. Whatever team signs Sanders, is it going to be a package deal with Pops?
No. Dion just renewed for, I think he renewed at Colorado for the next 5 years.
Okay. I get that part, but we know his ego.
Right.
We know his personality. Right. And we know he's going to be upfront with the media when it comes to especially now with his son. Right. It was bad when it was just him. Now you throw the dad thing in there and your pride and your ego and you're Deion Sanders. You're the greatest defensive player in NFL history, blah, 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 blah. Do you want a guy who is going to criticize you every Monday morning after a game on TV, forcing coaches and GMs and owners to have his son participate more during the games. And I know, granted, if he does go to the Rams, you got Stafford, you got Jimmy G, you got Bennett, and you got him. So he's so far down the line.
No. If you get Shedeur Sanders,
Bennett's gone.
Bennett's gone, and Jimmy G will be gone probably.
Right.
No, well, they just signed Jimmy.
I know, but they can trade him.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am going to go back and correct something you said.
Go.
Because you struck a nerve, and I'm just going to say this and get it off my chest.
Go.
You said Deion Sanders greatest defensive player ever. Bullshit.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I would take Mike Haynes, Lester Hayes, Mel Blount as a cornerback, Aeneas Williams over Deion. Now, don't get me wrong. Deion can cover. Deion can run back a punt return. Deion's very talented. But I'm not going to put the label as best ever for somebody who's too afraid to tackle anybody.
Hey, he knew better.
Deion could not tackle. Deion was the king of Ole.
Yeah, you can't get interceptions.
If Deion had to come up and play the run, Deion made every excuse not to hit anybody. Yeah. Okay, so Rod Woodson, absolutely. Rod Woodson, way better than Deion.
I was just going to say, you could probably put Rod Woodson in that category.
I like.
No. Rod Woodson, like I said, Mel Blount, Mike Haynes, even.
Let me rephrase it.
Ed Reed. No, Ed Reed was a safety, Jesse.
Let me rephrase it. The greatest defensive player in his mind.
Okay. In his mind.
And that's where I'm getting at.
Right. So the ego of being Deion Sanders. If I had a chance, yes, I would sign him, but I would sign him with the realization of telling him before I signed him, your father is not going to come in here and run the team, run the town. Okay. If your father thinks you're going to come in, he's going to come in here and be the ego of this place. I'm not drafting you. Yeah.
I don't think anybody takes this shit.
And I think a lot of teams might be afraid to take him because of the drama that might ensue. Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of why Deion reloaded at Colorado for an exorbitant amount of money.
Yeah, he did.
Because Deion brought in a lot of money. So Deion's probably going to be the highest paid coach in college football. And I think Deion's smartest move was, let me re-sign with Colorado for at least the next 5 years. Yeah. Okay. So I can't go and ruin my kid's career.
Yeah. Do you think he drops all the way down to 26? Andre?
I didn't think he would. But as we talk about the ego with Deion and like we talked earlier, I'm thinking this is why he's probably might drop down. 26 is really deep, considering, there's only 3 quarterbacks or 4 quarterbacks that are worthy enough right now to play in the NFL. So, I think 26 he might drop down 12, 15. I don't think he'll drop to 26.
Right. Well, I think you think with Geno Smith going to the Raiders, that changed where he would have been in that position at that time.
Absolutely. And I think with the Raiders signing Geno Smith, I think the Raiders just said, look, we don't want the drama.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's why he's dropping, because you don't know what you're going to get. And there are like some quarterbacks in this draft that are going to go 3rd round, 4th round. And trust me, there's a couple kids that are going to go 3rd round. I hope the Rams get one of them to like as a future quarterback, because there's a couple kids out there that are really good. I like, but Shedeur Sanders. Obviously New York doesn't want him,
right?
Because they signed Jameis Winston and they signed Russell Wilson. So the Giants are saying we're going to get it. We have a veteran quarterback. So we should address our needs that either a playmaker, Travis Hunter, or let's bolster our defense with Abdul Carter from Penn State. Because them signing a veteran quarterback, Jackson Dart is very talented. He'll go bottom 1st round, Issa, but that's not the guy I'm thinking about. Everybody who signed a veteran quarterback, they don't want him. Because they're looking in next year.
Right. And you got the Titans, the Browns, and the Giants.
The Titans are going to take Cam Ward.
Yeah. For sure. And then you have Abdullah Carter.
Right.
And then Travis Hunter.
Yeah. So if I was Cleveland, go ahead, Andre.
No, I was just saying that I was watching the news clipping that Abdul Carter didn't do his Penn State pro
day
or whatever it is, where he runs and all that. Due because he has a shoulder injury.
Right.
That can cause a problem for him not being drafted as high as people would like to have him.
Sure. But and all that means is I know I'm going to play Homer here, so y'all can kiss my ass, all right? I don't care. Okay. All that means is that if Abdul Carter's hurt and he was one of the best,
Georgia.
Yeah, that just moves up Michael Williams and Jalen Walker. I think Jalen Walker is now estimated to go inside the top 10, where they were both going to be around 13, 14.
Yeah.
Michael Williams, awesome outside linebacker. Jalen Carter, like middle linebacker, can do the outside. So if Abdul Carter doesn't phase out, you got two kids from Georgia who are going to move up the ladder, and those guys are going to be really good.
Yeah. This is what we have right now, and I don't know if this has changed. It should be live to update it. So they got Tennessee going with Cam Ward, Cleveland with Abdul Carter from Penn State, and New York Giants. See, now they've changed it. That's not happening. Shedeur Sanders is not going to the Giants.
No, because that just means that you wasted money either on Jameis Winston or on Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
Russell Wilson signed for like $21 million, I think.
I love these analysts.
I think it's like only a 1-year deal.
It is a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
All these signings are just like a 1-year deal,
right?
And that's to help the rookies that they get. Right. Let them, be trained or mentored by this guy for 1 year.
Right.
New England Patriots are going with Travis Hunter from Colorado, the wide receiver cornerback.
Right.
Okay, here's the question. Do you sign him as a wide receiver? Or do you sign him as a cornerback?
Both. Yeah, he could do both.
Both.
He could, yes. But I think if he does that, I think it's going to wear him out, playing both. Well, he does right now that in college.
Right.
Ooh, to Cleveland?
But the pros is going to be different. It might wear him out.
I guess Cleveland does love controversy.
Well, okay, so
they can go get massages together.
Exactly. So if I'm a coach and I've got Travis Hunter, okay,
right.
If I start him as my corner, then he's only going to be my third down package wide receiver.
Right.
He's not going to line up every play at wide receiver.
Yeah.
Right.
He'll be my second and long, my third down package wide receiver.
Yeah.
I'm not going to keep him on the field going both ways the whole game.
Yeah.
But when you do that, eventually teams are going to wise up to that and say he's coming in. He's their third down receiver. The ball's going to go to him. Let's double up on him.
Good.
Let's stay him tight,
Double up on my third down receiver, which means my number one receiver is going to have single coverage.
Should be wide open. That's true.
Yeah, and or my number two is going to be wide open.
Right.
I will take that every play.
Yeah. Mr. Sharp will say this name because I'm not even going to try to say the Las Vegas.
Victoria McMillan.
McMillan.
I think this is a great move because the Raiders need another weapon.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, they need to short. Who they sign a running back in the offseason? Didn't they sign a free agent running back?
Yeah, they did. They got a lot of signings. So
yeah, but no, this is a good move because this kid is he's a very talented wide receiver. I mean, if he goes to the Raiders, first thing I would do as the head coach and the general manager, I would take his driver's license away so he doesn't make the same mistakes as all the other young kids that come into Vegas.
Is that who you're talking about?
No. I thought they signed a running back.
Yeah, I think this might not be updated. And tackles, defensive safety. Yeah.
But better to run him as a wide receiver and put him on and pass and third downs. Yeah, exactly, Jesse. That was my thoughts exactly. Yeah, I mean, so the Raiders taking a wide receiver at number 6 is very good, unless Sanders is available. Then they're going to go Sanders.
Why not if the Raiders need a running back? Why not take the kid from Boise?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. But I just want to know. I thought they signed somebody
right here, Bob. These are all their signs.
Raheem Mostert. That's who they signed. Yeah. But Mostert is coming off another leg injury.
There you go.
I mean, 11 years. I mean, I would. Yeah, I'd go with the kid out of Boise State, but you still got Zamir White in the backfield. Yeah. I would either do wide receiver or I do an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
The problem with Mostert though, he gets hurt every year.
They got Gus Edwards. They got Gus the Bus, Jesse.
Gus the Bus.
Wow.
Mostert got hurt with the Niners.
Right.
2 years in a row. He got hurt with the Miami 2 years in a row. You can't rely on him. So if I was the Raiders, I would pick a running back, and that's another weapon that you were talking about that they have.
Right. Yeah.
But if they need a wide receiver more than they need a running back, then go ahead.
Yeah, we got number 7, the Jets, taking Tyler Ward.
Tyler Ward.
I'm sorry, Tyler Ward.
Yep.
And then the Niners somehow, some way made a little trade and got themselves up to 8.
That's a great pick because they need a tackle.
We're taking Sanders.
Nope. You're taking Armand Mamboy. Y'all got Brock Purdy. You don't need Shedeur Sanders.
We're not paying him. We're not paying him $50 million, so we're gonna use Sanders as the backup for next year.
Who is the backup, man? My mind went black. I'm sure yours did too.
Josh Dobbs.
I think they got rid of Dobbs and Dobbs signed someplace else.
Okay.
Yeah, I really do. I'm pretty sure that's what I heard in later on. Later.
Yep. So they're gonna get an offensive tackle from Missouri, which that they need a tackle.
Yes, they do.
They need a tackle.
Missouri. I thought we were gonna get the guy Sims from Ohio.
Nope, says right here, Armand Mamboy from Missouri.
Missouri.
Tackle. Earlier in the season, everybody was saying, the Niners are going to get Sims from Ohio as the left tackle to replace Williams.
The kid from Missouri.
Missouri.
Okay, go up.
Yeah. We got the New Orleans Saints.
Yep, they need a tackle.
Yep. LSU kid, the Bears.
Oh, man.
They're going running back.
From
Boise.
Yeah, I know. People go to play for the Bears and their career's over. Yeah. I mean, it's back in the day, like when Jerry Rice went to the Seattle Seahawks and all the receivers would go to Seattle. I always said that the wide receivers go to Seattle to die. Their career ends.
Yeah. So we did talk about a little bit about
Caleb. The backup is Mac Jones in San Francisco.
Mac Jones.
Thanks, Issa.
Yeah. There was a little talks about Caleb
Williams.
Yeah. That he thinks he is going to be the first $1 billion sign.
Hold on.
Who said that?
He said that.
He himself said that.
He himself said that he will end up being the first $1 billion sign when he does his next contract.
So you're killing me, Smalls.
He got hit in the head too many times,
right?
They would have. I don't know what his deal, because his deal I think is 2 more years on his deal.
No, last year was his rookie year, right?
Yeah, but they re-signed, they restructured right at the beginning, didn't they?
I don't know.
I thought they did.
All I know is that last year he was a rookie, and rookie deals, aren't they? Rookie contracts, aren't they, for 4 years?
Caleb,
see my thoughts
no
exactly.
No matter what college, no matter what school you go, no matter what team you go to, a rookie contract is 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years.
Doesn't matter what
4 or 5. I think it's 5 years.
Okay, but it doesn't matter what team.
Right.
It's a standard.
Right.
So he's got 4 more years to go on his rookie contract.
Unless he leads them to the playoffs, then they'll restructure and
restructure.
For $1 billion.
For $1 billion, he will be the first quarterback or first NFL player to sign a $1 billion contract. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck with that, man.
That's more than
here we go, right here.
That's more than the Bears are worth.
That's what I'm talking right here. Jalen Walker.
Jalen Walker going to the Panthers.
Yep.
Dallas Cowboys. They need a linebacker.
And Alabama, that's right.
They're going to Bama for it.
Yeah.
The Dolphins.
Kelvin Banks tackle.
Wait a minute. This is a mock draft, though, so it's not
it is a mock draft.
Yeah, it's a mock draft, but
yeah. No, they're all making this stuff up.
Right. So it's somebody's stupidity, or not stupidity, but someone's mind.
The PFF. Whoever the PFF is. Because if I go to another mock draft, they do not have Sanders at that pick.
Right.
They have Sanders going to the Rams at 26.
Right. So go down here. Now, see, okay. This boggles my mind, all right? The Atlanta Falcons are like an hour and a half away from Athens, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
The Atlanta Falcons never, ever draft somebody from the University of Georgia. The Falcons could have had Jalen Carter. They could have had Nolan Smith. They could have had Nakobe Dean. They could have had Lewis Seen. They could have had Davis. Philadelphia's got 5 Georgia Bulldogs on their defense.
Yeah. It's always about Georgia. It's not about individual players.
All of those guys won a Super Bowl last year.
Yeah. Caleb Williams, the number 1 draft pick. Let me get this out. Yeah.
And the Atlanta Falcons never draft anybody from Georgia. I just wanted to explain why Atlanta sucks every year.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Caleb Williams, the number 1 overall pick in 2024 NFL draft, signed a 4-year, $39.4 million fully guaranteed rookie deal with the Chicago Bears, including a $25 million signing bonus.
Okay, here's on my screen right here, somebody by the name of Isa Alici.
Alici, yeah.
He put down, whoever it is, he didn't sign a rookie contract.
Yeah, we just read it.
They all have to sign a rookie contract, otherwise they ain't playing.
Well, no, I mean, you get offered a rookie contract, but the team has the option of paying you more money if they want to.
Dude, he got $10 million from USC.
Yeah, NIL money.
Yeah,
for what? He didn't win anything.
Get that now. He made a bunch of commercials.
Right, Shedeur Sanders. Look at his NIL deal. I think it was between $4 and $6 million at Colorado. Shedeur Sanders already had like 6-7 cars. I mean, look at the Carson Beck from Georgia. His NIL deal.
Yeah.
So this is beauty, right? Carson Beck leaves Georgia, going to transfer to the University of Miami. His girlfriend's a basketball player, Haley Cavendish, is in Miami. So he takes, because he got his NIL money. He's driving around Athens last year in a Lamborghini, right? So now he goes to the University of Miami, gets his NIL money, gets to Miami. Somebody steals his Lamborghini, and then his girlfriend breaks up with him.
Yeah. No Lamborghini, forget about it.
Yeah, no Lamborghini, forget about it.
Yeah, this could have been his dad saying, "You need to leave my son. Here's $1 million."
Yeah.
The Bengals.
You know what I noticed last year in football and this year in college? There's been a lot of transfer kids transferring from one school to another school.
You get that playing
I never heard of that before as often. And the transfers had to sit out 1 year before they could play for the team that they transferred to. Now they transfer and they're playing. Right. They're playing automatically.
Right.
Yeah.
So
the rules really got changed somehow.
Right. So here is the downside to the transfer portal. We're going to get back to the draft just 1 second.
Yeah.
The Final Four is not even over yet. In the basketball Final Four. Okay. The transfer portal opened last week. Tournament's still going on. there's over 1,000 kids that have already transferred out of their schools.
Yeah.
One kid is on Auburn. They're going to play for the national championship, and he's already in the transfer portal. Anyway, get back to the draft.
Here we go. Rumors surfaced that Caleb Williams, the highly anticipated quarterback, reportedly wants an ownership stake in the NFL team that drafted him. So, which is unlikely to happen due to the NFL rules prohibiting such an agreement with current players. So,
right.
He doesn't want to just be the quarterback of the Chicago Bears.
Right.
He wants to own them.
That family is not going to.
How's his mind thinking that this is going to happen? Who's brainwashing him to say things like this?
His family, agent, every coach that's ever coached him up to this level
since he was 8.
But don't his family really? Don't they really sit down and really be? What's the word I'm looking for?
Please stop saying stupid shit and play football.
No. Realistic. Aren't his parents realistic and these thoughts and making him say these things?
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have common sense that ain't going to happen.
You don't want to stop them. You don't want to upset the money train.
Exactly.
All you're trying to do is just keep his name in the news, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. So you grow up without money. Everyone in your family sees you as a meal ticket.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to go, oh man, you're the best. Man, you need to get this. You need to get this. You're so much better than everybody else. Granted, you never won a national championship in football. You never even got into the playoffs to play for the national championship.
Right.
But you're the best. You're the best. You're the best. You played in a conference. Jesse, you're going to hate this, but you played in the Pac-10. Pac-10, except for Oregon, wasn't really great.
Was terrible.
Okay, Pac-10 was so great. Now there's only 2 schools left: Oregon State and Washington State. Everybody else bolted to the Big 10 or the Big 12.
I give him some credit. He's a pretty smart kid here. The NFL picked Caleb Williams, asked for his $40 million contract to go to an LLC. That's pretty smart.
Absolutely.
That
you know why?
Very smart.
That's because nobody can get to it. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. Yeah.
I'm going to make myself a corporation. That's what I'm.
That's it. You're branding yourself.
That's it.
Number 18, Seattle Seahawks get the edge. I'm not going to say that name.
Michael Williams, University of Georgia. Go Dogs!
All right, there you go. I had to let him get that out. I was gonna just go past that pick just because
you should have, because it didn't matter.
I'm sorry.
And it happened to a team who cares? And it happens to a team that who cares? Don't even mention a Georgia player going to that team because it's irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
I screw up that word.
The Buffalo Bills trade up to number 19, and they're going to go for a cornerback, and they will go for a kid from Michigan, Will Johnson.
Will Johnson.
What a name. What a name.
Nice and simple. John can pronounce it.
Yeah, that's right. Number 20, the Broncos. I'm not going to say
Omarion
Hampton. Yes, from North Carolina. Will be joining the Denver Broncos, maybe.
Yep.
The Pittsburgh Steelers at number 21. I'm not saying they go.
Malachi Starks. Go Dogs.
From where?
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. It's tough. It's tough. It's been tough saying this name for this team because I'm so used to saying it the other way.
Los Angeles Chargers.
I know it's tough. It's tough. The Los Angeles Chargers, not the San Diego Chargers, but the Los Angeles. They're going for Mike Green out of Marshall. I didn't know Marshall still had a school.
Oh, they do. Marshall still plays football. They're Division II.
The Packers. Who's getting the Packers, Bob?
Donovan Easter. Yeah, that dude. Donovan. They're getting Donovan.
I'm not saying that last name either.
Donovan is an edge rusher from Boston College.
The Seahawks traded for the number 24 pick.
Grace Abel from North Dakota State.
North Dakota. They still play football there. They still play football there. Houston, Texas. Wide receivers. Matthew Golden. What a name that is. And that's a winning name right there.
Yeah, they got beat by Georgia twice.
The Golden Boy.
Yeah,
he's the Golden Boy.
Yeah, there you go. Traded to 26, the Bears. And they got Kenneth Grant. Yeah, I'm sorry. Kenneth, sorry. From Michigan. And the Bears received the number 26 pick and the number 127 pick from the Rams. The Rams just giving away shit.
No, the Rams probably traded down.
Yeah, they did. Baltimore Ravens. Another kid from Alabama.
Tyler Booker.
Detroit Lions.
What is he?
Tyler Booker is a guard, offensive guard.
You're going to just get guards down here, man. Tackles, edges. Detroit Lions, who I don't know, man. You think they're done?
No. They have a tough road next year because they lost their defense coordinator and their offense coordinator, but they'll still be good. Trust me.
Number 29, the Tennessee Titans are getting a wide receiver out of Missouri.
Luther Burden.
The third.
Burden.
Not the first, not the second, but the third.
Now, see, I'm curious with Luther Burden the third. I got to look up his lineage because if his grandfather is Luther Burden, Tiki Burden, who played college basketball, that dude was very talented, man. Luther Burden was a very talented basketball player. The only problem is when Luther Burden made the pros, Luther Burden had a cocaine problem.
Oh, well, didn't they? Most of them, though.
Back in the late 70s,
Parents, there you go, Bob.
He's from East St. Louis.
Yeah.
But no, his grandparents. Well, of course, his dad's Luther Burden II.
Yeah.
Okay, because he's Luther Burden III. I want to know who the original Luther Burden is. You know what I'm saying?
There we go. Someone has asked that question on Google.
There.
On Google. There you go.
Luther Tiki Burden.
Yeah, there you go.
Tiki Burden played in the NBA, ABA. Tiki Burden was a hell of a basketball player, man. But then Tiki Burden got into cocaine, man. And
cocaine.
But Tiki Burden was a hell of a basketball player. I remember watching him play, man. Luther Tiki Burden was not afraid to shoot from anywhere, and this is before they had the 3-point line.
Yeah, so he's got some heritage. He's got some athletic heritage coming there. Trade 20, number 30 goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Right. And they're going to get a cornerback from Ole Miss. They still play football there.
They do.
All right. Look at this. Ole Miss coming in right at 31, too, with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Defensive lineman.
And at the bottom, the Super Bowl champion, Philadelphia Eagles, are taking who?
They're taking Derek Harmon from Oregon.
From Oregon. They still.
But I'm going to guarantee you this right now, okay? If Malachi Starks does not go early, Malachi Starks is going to the Eagles.
I like it. Mr. Sharp.
The Rams didn't have a first-round pick.
No, they did not.
Because they traded it.
They traded it away. Mr. Sharp, do you want to talk about something? Well, we still have you and I'll give you the last 28 minutes of the show.
28 minutes of the show? Okay. I know there's some stuff that I want to talk about.
Hold on, let me put Bob's thing out there. Look here.
I know there's some stuff that I really want to talk about, like when
Bob, your thoughts. There it is.
Bob, my thoughts. My thoughts. Let's see here.
Actually, we got that. Where is his thingy? I got to stop saying thingy because it doesn't sound good. We don't want to see Bob's thingy.
Yeah, no, nobody wants to see Bob's
Nobody wants to see.
Okay,
here it is.
For 5 minutes. Could you not be yourself? For 5 minutes!
That's what you, Andre. Control yourself. And you might not like what Bob is going to talk about, but...
Oh, I got earplugs on.
There you go. It may go Dodgers. Bob, would you like to talk a little bit about the Sweet 16?
Well, actually, they're down to the Final Four, and all of the number one seeds made it.
Yeah.
So this is the first time, like in 20 years, that all the number one seeds made it. Hold on a sec.
And we didn't. None of us three, our brackets did very well. So we're still here, and we didn't win that $1 million. So
no, we didn't.
I didn't. Did you win it, Andre? I know you had the cigar delivery. I thought maybe you were gonna burn that cigar while doing the show because
no,
your draft.
I can't do it in the house.
I know that feeling.
Oh, okay. Here we go. All right. All right. So about a month ago, there was some news. Okay.
There was.
President Trump gave Pete Rose a pardon.
Yeah, baby.
Okay. I think it's way past time to put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. I think Pete Rose deserves to be in the Hall of Fame as a baseball player. Yeah. Pete Rose is the all-time hit leader.
Yeah.
Pete Rose strapped it up every day when he played baseball like it was his life every day. I believe Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. And I think what they were waiting for is actually for Pete Rose to die.
Yeah, it's
because they didn't want to hear Pete Rose give a speech.
Yeah.
But I think it's time for Pete Rose to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think he gets in. I looked up kids because I'm trying to decide which one of these kids is going to read.
Yeah.
Who's going to do the speech. And I'm sure it'll be
probably his son, Pete Rose Jr.
Yeah, that'll probably be.
So I remember years ago when he was playing.
Do you think he attacks MLB in his speech?
Absolutely.
This,
I would. Right. I would definitely attack Major League Baseball because if you're going on is playing just him as a player, okay, he's got to be in the Hall.
Yeah,
he's got to be.
We talked a little bit about this a couple of shows ago, but if you pull up the poll, it's 50-50. Yeah. It's crazy that it's just you're either for it or you're against it. And right now in the nation, it's 50-50. Right. So, and I'm going to bet, and I'm that 50% that say no is got to be the old timers.
Well,
got to be the old timers.
Yeah, but I'm thinking it could be the youngsters who don't understand because all the old timers, like Andre.
Yes.
Andre. Should Pete Rose be in the Hall of Fame?
Oh, definitely. I think he should have been in the Hall of Fame 5 years after he retired.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I don't think it's so much the old people. I think it's the younger generation. And all they hear about is he gambled. He gambled. Yes, he gambled. Okay. And for that, he got kicked out of baseball and he wasn't allowed to be around baseball. But that should not impede what he played.
Yeah.
Okay. Now everyone's going to go, well, then Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, those guys should be in the Hall of Fame too. Wrong. Pete Rose didn't do it on steroids.
Right.
Okay. Pete Rose, seriously, for a while, Pete Rose faced the greatest pitchers ever. He faced Steve Carlton. He faced Bob Gibson. He faced, at the start of his career, he faced Koufax for a year maybe. Right. He faced Nolan Ryan. Okay. Pete Rose faced Fergie Jenkins.
Yeah.
In the World Series, Jim Palmer, Dave McNally, Mike Cuellar. Okay. Tom Seaver, Jerry Koosman. Okay. So he faced all these Hall of Fame pitchers. And back then it was sure power against hitting ability. Okay. You could not have played the shift on Pete Rose or Tony Gwynn, because if you left the right side open or the left side open when they were up, they'd go the other way. They were baseball players who knew how to hit.
Yeah. Okay.
Pete Rose, and it's a travesty. He should have been in the Hall of Fame years ago.
Yeah.
But, you had Bart Giamatti, who said, nope, not going to do it. Bart Giamatti was an asshole.
Yeah.
Okay. And then everyone after that carried Bart Giamatti's legacy.
Yeah.
For the spirit of baseball. For the spirit of baseball, you gotta put him in, because the 60s and 70s was all the Big Red Machine. In the 80s, he went to Philly and won a World Series with Philly.
Yeah, the tough part, and you brought it, but you got these kids that are computer savvy now. They're on computers. They're looking up stats, and you go and look up who's the all-time greatest MLB players of all time, and then you see Pete Rose's name in that list.
Right, he's the all-time hit leader,
and you're like, why isn't he in there? I don't think you're going to get that. Why isn't Bonds in there? He's among the top 100 greatest players of all time. Mark McGwire is in that list too, as well. So I could see where this new generation, like you're saying, they're like, what's the deal here? How come he's on this list as the top, if we go to the top 25.
Right. You see, I think myself, like Mark McGwire, Manny Sosa, and Canseco, the two Bash brothers, and Manny Sosa from the Chicago Bears.
Manny Sosa,
Chicago Cubs. I think those guys should not be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Because they used the cork bat to elevate themselves for that home run hitting.
And they use steroids.
But how do you feel that he used that cork bat a lot more in previous years?
Well, Sammy, Oh yeah, I believe
Yeah, you
Sammy.
think
Yeah.
he's been doing it for a while before he got
could
caught?
have. I
Yeah.
think
I
they.
mean-
I think that for me, I thought they did it that because in the previous years, those guys weren't hitting a lot of home runs like that one year where all of a sudden all three of them had to compete for the home run hitting, and I
Right.
think that's when they all did it that year.
Right.
For me,
I haven't heard that word in a long time.
Right. And yeah, and just like because Hank Aaron was the all-time home run hit leader, right? Before Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
Right.
I think his highest season ever was like 46 home runs. Okay. Now, Barry Bonds, when he was on juice, okay, he wore all this body armor on his arms, elbows, and stuff like that because he
was afraid.
crowded
He crowded the plate.
over the plate.
Yeah, he did.
Right.
Okay. And everybody was afraid to go inside on him. Barry Bonds is lucky Bob Gibson and Steve Carlton and Sandy Koufax weren't pitching back in the day.
Yeah.
Because Gibson would have hit him in the head.
All right.
Because nobody crowded the plate on Bob Gibson.
Let me ask both of you guys. Okay, they decide to go ahead and let Barry in, McGuire in, Socha in. Do you go? You're Barry. Do you go? Or will you be okay with them putting you in there with an asterisk?
No.
So you don't even you want to get in, but you don't want.
No, if you're going to let him in, there are no asterisks.
Okay,
Right.
because that's I think is going to be the question of
No,
what
if
happens
you
when
if you go into the hall, there should be no asterisks. Okay, just like when Roger Maris broke Babe Ruth's home run record because he played 8 extra games, there was an asterisk for a long time because Babe did it in 154 games.
right.
Maris did it in 162 games. Okay, so there was an asterisk because it took him after 154 games to hit that extra home run.
Right.
Okay, I don't believe in asterisks. Okay, because if you're going to do asterisks just for that, then you're going to put an asterisk on the 2017 Houston Astros, who admitted to cheating 3 years down the line. 3 years down the road. Oh yeah, we did cheat because we finally had to confess because we got caught. Okay, but there's no asterisk on their World Series championship. They didn't have to give up anything. But if you're going to allow these guys to eventually get into the Hall of Fame, there should not be an asterisk. It should be they got in because of their ability.
Yeah.
So what's on the screen right now? So should Hank Aaron be
Yeah,
the
if you
home
had
run
those-
leader?
Yeah.
On the screen, it says if
If
you
you
take
add
the
his
ball-
Negro
If
League.
you added in his Negro League homers, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So Barry Bonds, I think, is only pictures. I think Hank Aaron's 755 and Barry Bonds is 763. Okay. Now, the only reason I still have a problem with Barry Bonds being the home run leader is yes, he juiced. Okay. How many balls did he hit that barely went over the fence?
Yeah.
Where if he wasn't juicing, they'd be a routine pop-up.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. There's probably at least 50 to 60 home runs he hit that barely made it over the fence. So if he wasn't juiced, were those routine pop-ups?
Yeah.
Okay.
A Barry 762.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only problem that I have.
Yeah.
I mean, I to the day I die, and I'm just a stupid guy who enjoys sports. Okay. And my opinion doesn't weigh on anything. Okay. I'm just a stupid guy sitting here behind a microphone. Okay. But in my opinion, Hank Aaron will always be the home run leader.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though Barry's got 8 more or 7 more.
Yeah. 762,
Do you
755.
Do you think if Willie Mays didn't go into the Army for 4 years, whatever, how many years he went in the Army, do you think maybe he would have been the home run leader?
Okay. Audrey, wait, here's my opinion on that, all right? If Willie Mays would have played in any other stadium except for Candlestick in the 60s, where they had a chain link fence and the back wasn't enclosed yet with the breeze coming in, okay, he got 660. If Willie Mays played in any other ballpark in America, Willie Mays is at 800.
Yeah.
That's how much better he was. But he played in San Francisco with the wind coming in and the stadium wasn't enclosed yet. Chain link fence, the wind coming off the bay. You know how many home runs got held up?
Oh,
in the routine fly balls with the wind and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw it all the time.
Yeah, me too. But if Willie Mays would have played in any other ballpark in America, Willie Mays would have 800 home runs.
Yeah. And even the 2 years that 2 or 3 years that he was in the Army, you could add another 60, 70, 80 home runs.
Absolutely.
40 home runs a year.
Yeah.
That's an extra 80.
Are you surprised by this top 25 list right here? Are you surprised by these numbers?
What? Well, hold on here. How many?
No, this is
the juicing fastballs. Maybe outfielder snagged a home run over the fence.
Yeah, that is true too. You got to throw that into consideration.
Sure. I mean, sure, Jesse. Sure. I mean, that can be a quantified too. But how many balls barely made it over, like 10 feet over, that if he wasn't juiced, it just been a routine pop up.
Yeah,
and that's the advantage steroids give you, is it gave you more power and more bat speed. I mean, if he cranked it 100 feet over the fence, that's a home run.
Yeah.
But how many of those barely made it over the fence?
Yeah. Well,
that's why it can be quantified. Again, like I said, this is just my opinion. I'm just some dude who loves sports, and I got a microphone in front of me.
Well, I'm trying to quantify anything. I'm trying to remember if they even actually have proof that it did help in distance, because I know
Are we still talking about Mays?
No, I'm talking about steroids, because I've read many articles on steroids, and what I got from a lot of those articles was the reason a lot of these guys used them so late in their careers was to recover quicker, so they could play double headers, 3-6 games in a row, and it was due to recovery time. And even Bonds has said that it was due to recovery time. He, being an older player, maybe Bonds couldn't play 6 games in a row or a double header or something like that. So that's what I've read as far as steroids. Now they've never proven that steroids actually gives them that extra distance, but it does help recovery time. I understand that part of it.
Okay, if it's just about recovery time,
which is still bad.
If it's just about recovery time, look at Barry Bonds on the Pittsburgh Steelers and look at Barry Bonds on the Giants.
Right.
Barry Bonds was nothing but a huge muscle mass.
But his
head size grew.
But they've proven that in the articles that I read that muscle mass does not help you swing the bat better.
Yeah.
You either are a good batter and have a perfect swing, or you don't, because muscle only tense up and tightens up and takes your swing away from you. And that's what they were saying. I'm just
okay. Now hold on. All right. I listened to you and I understand it. Okay. Yeah. Here's my counterpoint to that. All right. Brady Anderson, leadoff hitter for the Orioles. The guy was a career 10 to 15 homer guy a year. 1 year, he's on steroids. He hits 50 home runs.
He kind of had better batting.
Never
coach.
Hit 50 again.
Maybe he had
never hit over 20 again.
He had a better batting coach.
But the year he was on roids, and you could tell, he hit 50. And Jesse, yes, Barry Bonds was going to be a Hall of Fame player before he injected himself. I don't have a problem with that. Barry was going to be a Hall of Famer.
Let's forget about Barry. Let's go through this list really quick, Bob. Number 25.
Christy Masson. Andre was alive for Christy Masson.
These are the all-time 100 best players of all time. We'll just do the first top 25 to see where I think Pete ends up somewhere in the 25 to 50 range.
Well, wait. So Walter Johnson. Yeah. You got Randy Johnson.
Yeah. Ricky Henderson.
Ricky should be higher, than 23. Ricky should be higher.
Yeah. You got Tom Seaver.
I think Tom Seaver is too high right there, but okay, go ahead.
Tom Seaver was okay, but he was caught cheating though. Pitching.
Yeah.
Cy Young.
Number 21.
Cy Young should be, only because of his record.
Yeah.
Cy Young should be the best pitcher. 511 wins.
Got Roger Hornsby.
Hornsby was awesome.
Frank Robinson.
Absolutely. 19's good.
My man, Mike Schmidt.
Mike, yes. Clemens. I think Cy Young should be ahead of Clemens, but only because Cy Young's got 511 wins.
Yeah. Joe
DiMaggio,
the Sicilian. The Sicilian's at number 16. Joe. Mike Trout.
Yeah.
I'm not.
What number is he?
15.
Yeah, number 15.
He's at number 15. Mike Trout.
Yeah. 305 batting.
Yeah, he's number 15 in the greatest.
Yeah.
Ricky should be like number 1 or 2, Jesse. Ricky, but I mean, it should be like Mays and Ricky.
I wouldn't know if I could put Ricky that far up. I like Ricky, but one that far up?
Greatest all-time.
I don't think he's number one, number two.
Yeah.
Just because he's so
greatest.
Because he's the most base stealer.
Yes.
I don't know if he's number 1, number 2 though.
Greg Maddux, yes, Greg Maddux is fine at 14. Greg Maddux was the man.
I put it up on the screen there so people can see it.
Greg Maddux was throwing 89 miles an hour and won 300 games.
Ken Griffey Jr. at number 13.
I would put Ricky above Ken Griffey Jr. Or below him, whatever on.
Yeah.
Honus Wagner.
Number 12.
Yep.
Pedro.
Pedro Martinez. Number
12? I would put Tom Seaver and Randy Johnson ahead of Pedro.
Yeah, definitely. He's number 11.
Stan the man.
Stanton Musial.
Right.
Walter Johnson.
I thought we already had Walter Johnson.
Maybe
you said something about Walter Johnson, then
number
Randy
25.
Well, you said something about Walter Johnson and then Randy Johnson at number 25.
I think go back to 25 real quick.
25, I think, was Randy, wasn't it?
No, 24 was Randy.
Oh, maybe I was off there. Let's see here. 25.
Christy Mathewson. He played for the Giants. Okay.
Yeah, Christy Mathewson. Ooh. Okay, we got number 9 and then number 8, Mr. Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds. Yep.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Number 7 is Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Mantle. Lou Gehrig at number 6.
The Iron Horse, man.
Ted Williams.
Teddy Ballgame.
Ty Cobb.
Yes.
Hank Aaron.
Yes.
Willie Mays. Who do you guys think is number 1?
Gotta be Pete Rose.
No, I don't know.
I say Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth, yeah.
There it is. The Babe.
For Pete Rose not to be in 25 and then the top 25 is a travesty.
Yeah, I think he's in the top. I think he's on that next list.
I thought you said he was number 8.
No.
Pete Rose wasn't in the top 25.
Yeah, he's right here somewhere between 25 and because here you got Bob Feller.
Right, Bob Feller, Frank Thomas, Nap LaJoy, Warren Spahn, Ichiro, yeah.
Wade Boggs.
Wait a minute, how is Tony Gwynn not in the top 25?
Right there's Tony.
How is Tony Gwynn not in the top 25?
That guy should be around 15, 14.
George Brett's 43? Come on, man.
Ken Griffey should be below Brett Favre. I mean, below George Brett.
Yeah.
Norland Ryland at 42.
Satchel
Page.
Reputationally.
Jamie Foxx at 40. Yogi Bear at 39.
Because he won 10 rings.
Yeah. Jackie Robinson.
Joe Morgan.
Great announcer.
Tris Speaker.
Josh Gibson.
I don't have a problem with Josh.
And there you go. Pete is at number
34. Damn. I would still look. Okay, look. If I had a dream outfield, okay, and everybody's in their prime, okay, dream outfield, everyone's in their prime. Yeah. I got Willie Mays in left. I got Junior in center field.
Yeah.
And I got Ricky in right field.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone's in their prime.
Yeah. See, and this is like I said. I mean, if kids are pulling this up, kids do this. They, there are still kids that dream about being baseball players, and they do pull this stuff because they have their phones and you look at this and you go, okay, Pete Rose is the 34th best player in MLB history, but yet he's not in the Hall of Fame. So maybe you're right about that. So it's kind of a sad deal. I think he does get in, and I do hope his son, because you got Giamatti's dead.
Yeah, Art Giamatti's dead.
So you can't get in trouble for saying anything because you can't get what is that where you say something bad and they can sue you. It's something that's been going on a lot now here. How do you say that word? I forgot what word it is.
Oh, defamation.
Defamation. Yeah.
Okay. So that was one thing I want to talk about. I still got 8 minutes?
Yeah, you do. Go, Bob.
The other topic I was going to talk about a month ago, being I wasn't here.
He wasn't here.
Yeah, Steve Garvey should be on there somewhere, dude.
Yeah, Steve Garvey.
Is
He's a child molester. Forget about him.
Oh, get out. He's not a child molester. You're just jealous. You're jealous. Why is it that why do we need sports in our life?
To get away from all the nonsense throughout the day.
Right.
It's a release.
Right.
Sports are released. And go back to, even the Romans knew if they were having trouble with wars or whatever was going on at that present time, they knew they can have the gladiators show up and get that for several hours and a few weeks, because they did them weeks, months long. They forgot about all that shit. They forgot about all the conquest, all the whippings they got, all that stuff.
Because I sat down and I thought about this one day. I'm driving home from work, you know what I mean? And usually sometimes I'm in deep thought. And I'm like, okay, sports. Why do we get so worked up about sports?
Yeah.
Why do we follow our team? And it's just because we get to feel a part of something. Sports is a release from everyday life.
Yeah.
Okay. Sports should never be political. Okay. I don't care who you vote for. I don't care about this. I don't care about this. All I want you to do is strap on the uniform, whatever sports you're playing, play your heart out for me. And I will buy your jerseys. I will buy the tickets. I will support you. Okay. Because that's what America needs. I mean, even worldwide, okay? We're not as bad as the people in South America and in Europe who actually fight and kill people over soccer, okay? Okay? There's not 200 people mixing it up in the stands at a soccer game, but they're passionate because it's their release. It's their release from everyday life. Sports is so important in our lives.
Yeah.
And like I said, because we get to feel a part of something that, our lives are mundane. We go to work, we do this, we watch our kids grow up and we want to share things with our kids. I think one of the greatest things you can share with your kids is take them to a ball game.
Yeah.
Right. Let them watch their heroes. Let them develop a love for a game. Like, my nephew was 5 years old and my boss had great seats for the A's. And one day he's like, Uncle Bob, can I go see Mark McGwire play? Absolutely, buddy. Called my boss and said, Tom, you got any seats this weekend? Even though the A's are playing the Tigers, nobody wants his seats. He goes, yeah, here you go. Hook me up. I get A's tickets whenever I wanted. Okay. And all he wanted to do was see Mark McGwire hit a home run.
Yeah.
But he was already enthralled in, I got a team. I'm going to stick with my team. I just want to watch my team. And it drives me crazy that everyone's like, well, we need to change the rules of the game to get the younger generation involved because they're always on their phones and stuff. No, you want to get kids involved. You want to get the kids to have a love for the game. Lower the fucking tickets.
Yeah. Make it
Let a parent be able to take a kid to a baseball game 5-10 times a year, because that's how you're going to get that kid to love the game. Okay. And we need that. We need kids to have the passion. And there are so many kids now, and I feel bad for them. Okay. You ask a kid at work, he's like 25. Hey, what's your favorite team? I don't have one. I'm not into sports. Why not? Because their family never took the time to get them involved, or they're always on their video games. You want kids to learn the game, take them to the game. Okay. Take them to spring training, take them to training camp, NFL training camp. Okay. Let them have a chance to meet these people, or just an opportunity to meet the people, but put the games on TV. Okay. Sit down, watch a game, watch a game with your kid. My dad, back in the day, we had one game a week. Yeah. Saturday afternoon baseball with Joe Garagiola and Tony Kubek. Right. And because I'm in the Midwest and the Dodgers were good in the 70s, we got the Dodgers a lot. We also got the Reds a lot because the Big Red Machine was rolling.
Yeah, I wanted to look to see if the numbers were down as far as baseball for turnouts for Little League, and it's up. So baseball's still alive.
Baseball's still alive. You see more kids playing Little League, but what's the drop off after Little League going to high school baseball?
Yeah, that's the
you know, I mean, you got travel ball. All right. I mean, it's awesome, but still
it does get more expensive.
It does. But what I'm saying is I was looking at the lowest price tickets for opening day. Okay. The Dodgers were at the highest, the cheapest price for a seat that day was $182. You work your way down to Kansas City. The lowest price ticket that day was $12. Okay. Man, there are some diehard Royals fans back in the Midwest because I have cousins who are diehard Royals fans.
Yeah.
But they get a chance to go see their team a lot. I mean, I can still recall, and baseball, you get great memories. Right? You get great memories taking your kids someplace like a sporting event. Your kid will remember certain things.
I learned fucking bum at Philly Stadium.
Yep.
I learned what the fucking bum meant. I went home. It wasn't a good idea.
Yeah.
My mom didn't like the fact that I said that guy's a fucking bum.
Yeah.
It's like, I heard it at the game. Uncle Peter's like, no.
1975, I get to go to my first Dodger game in St. Louis because we lived 2 hours away. My dad finally took us. We had $2 third row, third deck seats in St. Louis. We were so high up. A pop-up looked like a home.
Yeah.
Okay, it really did. But all I can remember is watching them on the field, watching my guys, watching Jimmy Wynn in center, Garvey, Lopes, Say, Russell on the infield, Steve Yeager playing catcher, Bird Hootens on the mound. And St. Louis still had Lou Brock and Ted Simmons and Reggie Smith. And, just watching the whole game. Then the following year, we went to 2 games. We went to a Dodger game in 76, and we went to a Reds game because my mom went to the Dodger game, went to the pre-sales, and we came back in September. So instead of sitting
somebody,
So instead of sitting in the third deck for the Dodgers, my mom was a huge Reds fan. My mom got 8 rows off the third base line because Pete Rose played third base, and she wanted to see Pete Rose in his tight pants.
Yeah, I want to tell this out. Softball participation grew by nearly 500,000, plus 6% increase from the previous year.
Right.
Baseball and softball combined saw a large percentage increase of 7.6 over basketball, 5.6 over football, and plus 3.6 combined. Combined participants in baseball and softball is approximately 25.3 million kids in the United States are playing softball or baseball. That's pretty good.
It is, and AAU basketball's up. Oh, Jesse, Reggie came to the Dodgers at the start of the 77 series.
Yeah.
At the year in 77. But also, I can remember June 27th, 1980. We had just moved to California, and I wanted to go see a Dodger Giant game. My dad got us tickets. Okay, so we come over, and it was awkward because I'd never been to Candlestick Park before, and it was June 27th, and there's no wind and a full moon.
You got lucky.
And Jerry Royce threw an 8-0 no-hitter.
Dude, if you forgot your jacket and you went to a Giants game, you were deeply in.
Well, see, that's the whole deal, right? We didn't know that. We left Modesto.
Yeah.
We didn't have jackets.
Yeah. And back then, Modesto was a good 80, 90 degrees at the night.
Well, yeah, June is like close to 100, But the whole thing was there was no wind, and it was a warm night. Like I said, it was 8-0 no-hitter.
Yeah.
But it's the memories that you get to make as a fan following your team. I remember when the Rams won their Super Bowl, I was drunk off my ass at the Outback.
Yeah.
But I can remember every second of it.
Okay, I'm going to share something here. Let's try to be as good as we can on this one. Let's watch what we say. Okay, that's all. Okay, Andre. I want both of your guys' opinion on this. I'm sure you guys have both seen this. Accident, or did she do it because she was getting passed by a better runner?
The Virginia State High School League Championships when the shocking incident happened.
That ain't no accident. Not from what I see.
I'm going to do it one more time. Look, even in this shot, she's setting up. She's setting up for the whack.
Yeah.
She's swinging back.
No. So go ahead, replay this, and I have a thought.
There you go.
Okay, look.
There you go. Look, there's a setup.
Yeah, watch your eyes.
Yeah, and there's a thing. Bob said something perfect right there, because I've heard other analysts say this. A lot of times your eyes go to where you are looking to hit something or throw something or to shoot something. Your eyes are the first thing that focuses on whatever target you're looking for.
Right.
And Bob made up a great point right there by saying, look at her eyes.
Look at her eyes. Her eyes, her eyes tell you where she is swinging.
Yeah.
You don't even have to look at her eyes. You could just
I know.
see where the baton is.
Yeah, look at her eyes, look at her head.
Yeah.
She's not looking ahead at the track.
Nope.
She is.
Yeah. She's
And now play it. Now play it again.
it's full. Yeah, play it.
Play it. Now stop. Okay. It almost looks like she's getting ready to swing again.
Again. Yes. Yeah. I'm with you.
If that girl didn't go down, it looks like she's getting ready to swing again.
No, I thought the same thing when I saw it the first time.
Yeah.
No apology.
Nope.
She's saying it was that the runner bumped into her arm and caused that movement, whatever she wants to call it, the movement.
Bullshit.
I don't know, man.
Wait, careful, Andre. We can't curse.
Yeah, no. Yeah, well, you can curse. Let's just be careful with this
I'm
topic.
sorry.
This topic just started a lot of heat. I wanted to talk about it because I wanted to get your guys' opinion on this, and for her, this could all went away if she would have just apologized and said, "Hey, you know what? I was getting beat. My adrenaline was frustrated. I was frustrated. I was stupid for what I did." Because she's 16, 17 years old. She's ruined her career. Yeah. She's not going to, I don't see, she's going to have to go to junior college. No, and even if that team picks her up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just sad. Go ahead, Andre.
If you notice, when runners are running, they're not swinging wild. They're swinging up and down with their hand motion to the side of their body. So that is not an accident.
No.
She knew what she was doing.
Yep.
And again, she should be disqualified.
She was
not being able to run again for the rest of the year or maybe even next year. But I guarantee you that 4 years from now, if she still continues to run, everybody will forget about it unless some journalist brings it up.
I would agree with you 40 years ago, but not today. There's the internet, and that shit will float around. That clip will be playing over and over again, like you cannot imagine. That she will have to bear this her whole life, because you just when the video was first posted, Andre, 14 million people saw that video within the first hour.
4 years from now, those 14 million people aren't even, they don't even know anymore. They, 2 months from now, they'll all forget about it.
Oh, trust me.
I'm sure to still be on the internet.
Right. Oh, trust me. Guys like me.
Guys like Bob will remember.
Not gonna forget.
Remember 19.
Well, yeah, you're only going to remember if somebody brings it up, and then you look it up. But if nobody brings it up, no one's going to mention. No one's going to talk about it. It'll be forgotten.
Okay, right, so this is what's wrong with me. Okay, and how my mind works. Okay. I still remember the 400-meter finals in 1976 in Montreal in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Edwin Moses won, part of a long list of races that he won consecutively. But the story was the white dude who came in second was an American named Mike Shine. And not many people remember that.
Yeah, only Bob does.
Oh, only Bob. And the people who know Mike Shine.
Yeah. Just like the great movie Talladega Nights, Bob.
Yeah. Hey, you ain't first, you're last.
You ain't first, you're last. We've got a couple minutes here, Bob, real quick.
Hold on, Mr. Is only first place loser.
That's right. It's the first, second, but yeah. A little bit, real quick, your thoughts on what the Rams have been doing the last couple of weeks with some picks, some trades, some free agencies.
I think they are setting themselves up for a nice, run through the division and hopefully get to the Super Bowl this year. Personally, I wouldn't mind if they drafted the kid out of Ohio State wide receiver and had Devontae Adams Puka and that kid Emeka, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind a wide receiver in the first round to like go with Puka. But you've also got that kid from Texas last year, Whittington. So I think there's going to be plenty of weapons. Hopefully in the draft, in the third round, fourth round, we'll find a couple linemen again, like we always do. Defense is set. I'd like to see a middle linebacker. You know what I mean? But I like where they're at. Defense, they're young, they're good. They were one play away from beating the Eagles in the playoffs, so I'm okay.
Okay, a little love for our man going to Seattle.
Oh yeah, Cooper Kupp. Yes, I would have loved to have seen Cooper Kupp stay, but yes, Jesse, Edwin Moses is one of the greatest track stars ever. Edwin Moses was my man. Okay,
Andre.
Edwin Moses was
Jesse and Bob share a brain. I'm just letting you know they share a brain.
Yeah.
I don't know if Edwin Moses was the greatest.
When Bob's not reeling something, Jesse's in the background going, wait, I'll help you out, Bob.
Yeah.
I don't think Edwin Moses is the greatest athlete ever, but he's up there though.
He's up there. He's got to be up there.
He's up there. I mean,
it's got to be the Native American.
Well, he's by far the greatest hurdler ever.
Yeah, hurdler. Greatest Olympic of all time. That's debatable if you want to give it to a swimmer, but I got to go with the Native American Indian guy.
Jim Thorpe.
Yep, I have to go with
Thorpe.
him.
See, Jim Thorpe was better. Well, no, Jim Thorpe was more.
I bet you Edwin Moses could outrun Jim Thorpe.
Yeah,
probably.
Jim Thorpe was more of a.
But if you give Jim Thorpe the same sneakers that Moses had,
exactly,
and he didn't run with sandals, he could have beat him.
Exactly.
Hey, you guys, look into the camera. And let me do it this way because I think we're having issues with the goodbyes thing. Everybody look in the camera. We'll see everybody next week. Thank you, everybody in chat. And peace out. Have a great rest of your week. Everybody wave goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye. See you guys later.